What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dueling ACES for December 2nd, 2025. And we got a heck of a DA after dark here. Do apologize. I know I will be consulting my calendar here as there will be a lot more basketball over the next several weeks. It maybe another later one next week, almost at the same time, because again, it's in Norwalk again, ironically. After that, it's all home games, and I should be able to make it a little bit sooner and and I'll get home a lot quicker. Where to begin? Oh, I know exactly where we should begin. We'll begin with the look at what Brutus did. Crossed out the M, put the script Ohio. I mean, that dude had nothing better to do.
Well, I mean,
and of course,
it's why
they
it's
also
why during
did
the
the
games,
OHIO around the big house, and I almost fell off the couch.
Well, it's why during the games they try to teach Ohio State fans how to, spell. And eventually Brutus finally figured it out. He figured out how to do it's the O and then the H and then the I and then the O. So I mean, congrats to Brutus.
That game was ugly.
They saw it coming.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be completely honest, and this is just sure person who, I mean, look, you got Ohio State, Michigan, and then you got moron Penn Stater who has an athletic director whose head's been up his ass for the past 51 days. But Michigan is not a team that is built to play from behind.
We have some deficiencies. We definitely have some deficiencies, and everybody said, "Well, with NIL, nobody's rebuilding anymore." No, you have off seasons where you're not quite there. In previous years, our D line was good enough to cover up linebacker deficiencies. Not this year. It's a good D line, but the linebackers just that play is just not up to par, and frankly, neither is the O line. So there's work to do. It's the first year of Bryce Underwood, so we'll see if he can get better next year. Hopefully,
right, you have a lot of freshmen.
Gels. We have a lot. God, that's a young team.
You have a very, very young team. That was scary.
And I think a lot of this season was about determining where you can just let guys grow and where you're going to have to go out and try to find somebody to fill a spot. So, yeah, sucks to lose. But, I mean, hey, hats off to Ohio State. You finally beat us this decade. Good job.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, just got notification. There will be no episode of Talking About Balls tomorrow evening. Thoughts are with Kyle. Apparently, he had an accident I am not caught up with. Justin is also not feeling very well, so we will definitely turn around and keep them gents in our thoughts this evening because they do a hell of a job on Wednesdays. They are hilarious as all get out. Love those guys. They're absolutely funny and love their show too. I mean, you literally can't get any better on between Monday with Unbiased. You got us on Tuesday talking about balls on Wednesday. I mean, it's 3 straight nights of sports talk. And you couldn't ask for anything better. And we also have now that Friday show, that
Wait.
Friday show, that Friday show is interesting. That
You
Friday
talking?
night fix.
You brought up sports talk. That's what we do here. I
Sometimes
thought this was just the jokes on George comedy hour.
We ain't got
That is
that
a
kind of
sport.
time tonight.
that is a sport in and of itself.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I
we ain't
just
got
want
that
to,
kind of time.
since we're on the Big Ten, I am going to point out what's behind me, and nobody say I don't bring East Lansing also to the show on occasion. This is artist rendering the updated Spartan Stadium with the $1 billion that they have raised for the entire athletic facility area.
Wow.
Hang on, let me do a share screen here real quick.
Yeah, because
Similar. I
I
will say
was wondering
similar.
what that was. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, what stadium you got behind you?
Hang on. There we go.
That's wow.
So green can be anything from redoing a playing surface to the dark green is new construction. So they're hitting all kinds of very similar to what Michigan did, 5 years ago, where they took a gigantic amount of money, portioned it up, and said, "Okay, you're getting new scoreboards, you're getting new PA system, you're getting new field, etc." It's amazing what Pat Fitzgerald can bring, apparently.
Yeah, no kidding.
Must be nice.
Sam sounds so enthused.
Yeah.
Wow, that is
Okay.
impressive.
Let me just point out where I'm at here. It's 10:42 at freaking night, okay? Pat Kraft may be the absolute worst athletic director I've ever seen in my life. Because this guy stood up at a podium 51 days ago and said that basically saying that they have a head start on the head coaching cycle by firing James Franklin when they did. Now, look, first off, I'm still at the point where I believed the James Franklin firing, it was going to come eventually. I felt like both sides have kind of ran their course with each other. He was here for 12 years. They have expectations of themselves that they wanted to go with. They believe James couldn't get them there. Whatever. That part is what it is at this point. I single-handedly predicted where he would end up next, and ho-hum, look where he's at. And I'm not upset about that part of it. Because it was just time. It was time for him to go. It was time for both sides to just go in different directions. I get it. The only school I believe at the time that was without a head coach was Arkansas. And I believe they were only about a week ahead of us. why the hell am I sitting here and I am the only school that still doesn't have a head coach? And National Signing Day begins in an hour and 16 minutes.
I mean, damn, LSU even got a coach.
Don't get me started with that, please. Even though I still don't like, I think we're still putting too much issue on who the guy is and what he's done in the past. The bigger issue with that is the college football calendar sucks. That's look, don't get me wrong. Lane Kiffin is Lane Kiffin. I know exactly who he is, but the bigger issue with this is the calendar sucks. And it needs to be fixed and adjusted because the only issue I have with him is him expecting that Ole Miss was going to let him coach them into the playoff and be saying, man, in that locker room saying, man, what can we do at LSU next year if you came over there? Yeah, that's not happening, Lane. But yes, I am just I have the dumbest athletic director I think I've ever seen. Because apparently the BYU coach has been his target. This has been going back for almost a month, they said. And somehow they lost it in a span of 4 hours. Because unfortunately for Penn State, we don't have a billionaire from a famous cookie place that could just throw boatloads of money at people. So this is gonna suck. Oh God, what is this?
That's a fantastic picture.
Penn State's coaching search just turned into a full-blown war, and I promise you are not going to believe who Penn State is fighting with. So after Penn State fired James Franklin back in October, they've been on the hunt to try and find a new coach, of course. And over the past few days, there's been a lot of reports that BYU's Kalani Sitake is the top target for Penn State. And all the prediction markets had him as a heavy favorite. On Kalshi, he had an 80% chance to become Penn State's next head coach. Now, it was reported that Penn State and Sitake had mutual interest. This was his dream job. And reportedly, Penn State was offering him $10 million per year, which is a huge jump considering he's only making like $3 million at BYU. But this is where everything goes completely off the rails. And by the way, if you want more content that ESPN doesn't cover, make sure you follow. Because yesterday, the Mormons got wind of this and they said, no. First and foremost, we apparently have the Mormon church getting involved and making it like a spiritual battle to keep Sitake in Provo. And apparently he's a super religious guy, so they're using that to their advantage. We also have Min Kim, who owns NutriCost, saying he's going to get involved to sweeten the deal to, once again, keep Sitake in Provo. And money ain't a thing to this guy. He already donates a ton. And then this guy showed up, and Penn State is going to see him in their nightmares. The CEO of Crumble Cookies, who already donates millions and millions to BYU, says some people are not replaceable. Sounds like it's time for me to get off the sidelines and get to work. Basically saying, I'm going to help form the Mormon Avengers and give Sitake like $20 million. So long story short, Penn State is fighting for a coach against the entire Mormon church in a multi-billion-dollar cookie company and supplement company. Nothing will ever beat college football. This is amazing. Penn State's coach.
Sam, I thought of you when I watched this and I went, yep, gotta play this for you today.
I saw this earlier this afternoon and it had me rolling. I just love the crumble cookie part. It's so funny.
It was so funny. Absolutely hysterical.
It's so freaking hilarious.
It's like that man, yeah. When you got a couple of billionaires who are going to help keep that guy there. That dude's about to get paid.
And the funny thing was, I think Penn State even upped the offer within the last like 2 days to like closer to 12 million. But we're not out doing the crumble cookie guy apparently.
Just wait for Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin's gonna blow up all of college football in a couple of years.
He probably is.
That deal is stupid. Stupid. And that is going to destroy college football as we know it by within the next 5 years when he takes a job at Alabama or some gigantic school other than LSU.
He's just taking a tour of the SEC now.
I mean, let's be honest. LSU isn't what it used to be. It is a mid-range school, especially in the SEC at the moment.
But it's a mid-range school that still has money.
It has a ton of money.
Yep.
But they're still a mid-range school. You get your feet wet at Ole Miss. You build Ole Miss back up. Then you get the stepping stone to LSU, and then you get the call up to go back to Alabama or somewhere where you have a chance to upset the apple cart.
Well, speaking of upsetting the apple cart, I thought this was the biggest slap in the face about the whole Lane Kiffin thing.
But this is a divorce. And the analogy I'd make is this. If you're leaving me for one of our neighbors who I hate, but you tell me you want to stay through Christmas for the kids, I'm telling you to take your ass on down the road and we'll figure out Christmas with who's here. I appreciate it's a mature way to view it. Maybe I'm being immature, but damn it, I am, and I hold grudges, and there's no way in God's green earth I'd let him coach my team. But
absolutely, 100%. You don't get to take the job at LSU and finish out the job at Ole Miss. Sorry, give me your resignation. Bye.
There's the door. Yep, there's the door. Don't let it hit you where the good Lord splits you.
And judging from some of the comments I was seeing, the kids didn't want you there.
Mm-mm. Nope.
You don't.
No.
Yeah, you don't get to coach through Christmas or through the bowl games and then get to use your recruiting advantage still to wait for the transfer portal on January 1st. No. Get the fuck out. You're done.
My man was still trying to get his bonus for coaching in the national championship.
Yep.
Yep. He's a special guy.
Yes,
who is the interim Ole Miss coach?
Lee Golding, their defensive coordinator.
Okay.
And I don't even think he's the interim. I'm pretty sure they said he's the permanent.
This
Hold on.
Is the set. Come on.
George, did you already have that, or are you just?
Oh, I got you.
You already had it. Okay.
I got you.
Just checking.
This is
Listen, if you're gonna
parrot.
Oh,
that's a turf toe injury right there.
Oh, for sure. When I saw it,
Joe Burrow.
When I saw that dig in, I'm going, dude. When I saw his his plant leg extend, and it planted right by the ball, I'm going, oh, that's not good. And then I saw that foot, and I was like, oh, don't break that ankle. My God, I cringed.
Do you have the Jackson Dart hit, by the way? Because
I'll fetch that.
Listen, I've never seen a soul leave somebody's body, but I did last night.
Yeah, because that was a true, normal, good hit.
That was clean.
I got it.
what kind of competitors they are last night.
Come on, bring me that damn. There we go. Hang on. Let me get there. Here we go.
Do y'all have your tree up, by the way?
No.
Oh yeah.
Not yet.
Ben.
No, we have. Bryce has. We've had a full on weekend, and we are not caught up to speed yet.
We put
Thursday,
ours up.
We will be.
We put ours up on Sunday and then decorated it tonight.
Yeah, we haven't even had time to get out to the garage for 5 minutes and make sure that we've cleared the living room. And yeah, we're not even close. But Thursday, I think we will be.
They are last night in that thriller on Sunday Night Football.
It's such a good hit, too.
And on the sideline, and we're going to get a fight. Christian Ellis delivered the hit, and these two teams are going at each other.
I love how he says, and he doesn't say we're going to get a flag. No, he says we're going to get a fight.
Right.
Well, it certainly looked like that, and I will say, kudos to the refs and kudos to the players for stopping it in its tracks real quick because it could have got ugly real fast.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Tell you what, Joe, I know they're going at it, but it looked to me like it was a legal hit.
And the refs didn't get flag happy and throw multiple personal fouls. They threw one on the Giants for the shove.
Closer look at it. There's a look at Ellis.
It's a beautiful hit.
Once he gets outside the pocket here, this is in real
It's well placed. It's in bounds.
That's right, Troy. You're
Yeah.
right. He's in
Anything
bounds.
wrong?
He's
shoulder
in bounds.
That's a legal hit.
shoves him out. 100% legal.
He's got to take.
I like how he just spun, bounced, and stood right back up. I was like, that was like the Trey Turner baseball slide. He just slides and he stands right up after he slides at home plate. I'm like, dude, that's
At the end of the play, personal foul, offense number 84.
yeah, on Theo.
Down count. Further down.
That's a good job. Yeah, it's a right call.
If I'm Jackson Dart after that, when 84 gets that penalty, I'm grabbing him by the face mask and giving him and motherfucking him up and down because I just got my shit rocked after running 15 yards and you just cost us all that back.
For how close everything was and it being a bang bang play, that is just somebody stepping up and going, you know,
I
it's
don't
the
care.
opposite. It's the opposite of usually the guys going, well, you know, hey, it happens. Not giving a damn. At least it shows somebody was giving a damn.
It's not even
But like I said, he didn't get to see it.
It's not even the giving a damn though. It is the you just cost us a bunch of yardage. You just cost us field position.
Like I said, in football, it's called standing up for the dude.
Buddy, I played football. I know. But in that instance, no, you can't do that. Not on that sideline. Absolutely not.
When do you want him to do it?
If that hit had been illegal, right?
It would have been automatic first down.
No,
Yeah,
it wouldn't have been. No, it wouldn't have been.
Well, yeah, because it would have drawn a flag.
George, let me finish sentence. He runs up, shoves him. They throw the flag. Now we've got offsetting penalties. Now I just got my ass kicked out of bounds by a defensive player. My wide receiver just cost me the yardage we gained plus any penalty yardage we would have got. In that instance, on the sideline, no, don't shove. You want to do it on the field, in between the sidelines, great. But no, absolutely not, especially not on the sideline. That's just asking for trouble. That's asking for penalties. That's asking to be put in a terrible position. You can disagree with me all you want, but that's my opinion on it. Zolt's looking at a cat.
Well, we also got this one.
And I want that known. Like, I see why he got punched in the nuts. Because that's just like, he said some things that you should not say to another man ever. But like, I don't respect it because you say that, then run behind your O-line. That's some real soft shit. And I want that known. I see exactly why they punched the nuts. I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
I can't speak for how he was raised, but if you have nothing good to say, don't say something to somebody. He had a lot to say that was demeaning and disparaging towards some of our players.
So, Mr. Jennings is probably going to find himself in a different type of hot seat, I think, here, because one report I also saw this morning was that Mr. Shanahan is taking to a small investigation to find out what is going on with Mr. Jennings and running himself at the mouth, to the point where last week he got kicked in the nuts. And I was at the game on Sunday. And yes, I saw this during the injury timeout with one of the Browns linemen. And Jennings just was jaw jacking. And I was like, dude, just get over to your sideline and shut up. But no, I saw, and then all of a sudden there were 3 players that wanted to go after him. And he ran around behind the 49ers offensive line. And I was like, dude, you better just stay on that sideline, because if he was lined up on the left, I said, dude, he was toast. If he ended up on that Browns bench, he was screwed. So I was wondering what was going on. And when I saw this, when I got home Sunday night, I was like, yep, I had a funny feeling there was something going on. So yeah,
that game was an embarrassment.
Mr. Jennings is definitely drawing some unwanted attention to himself.
That game was an embarrassment.
That game was absolutely interesting. And I'll say it as interesting because I was sitting in the end zone opposite dog pound, and I got to watch all the play development.
So
Cleveland needs to replace left tackle, left guard, and center, because they couldn't do anything with that left side. And the rotation of people keep coming in on the left side. They just could not or would not be able to figure it out.
That's so far down the road. Here's the thing. I can handle when you lose. If you lose with effort, right? Like when past the Lions' ineptitude, when they had gotten to the point when they were 7-9, 8-7, and they were bouncing in that 500 zone or a little less for a couple of years, I could handle that. I could handle losses with effort. But this Browns team is so fundamentally bad. Fundamentally bad. You muffed a punt?
Oh no, let's start with him catching the football on a kickoff. Would have went out of bounds, and you would have had the ball at the 40.
I'm not even. I was
Same
getting.
cat.
I was
Same
getting.
cat.
Give me a second. I'm getting to that.
Yeah, that was first.
I know it was. You called for the fair catch. There was nobody going to touch you because you called for the fair catch. All you had to do was concentrate on it, but you were so worried about the footsteps coming up on you that you muffed it and then cost your team more.
Twice. Muffed it twice, recovered it the first time, foobarred it the second time.
Not to mention, right after halftime, when the game was still close, and you probably could have had a moment where you could have got it back within less than one score, That kickoff was going to go out of bounds at the 6, and it would have been your ball at your 40. And instead, you caught it and tried to run and ended up going out of bounds at 7. I watch route running and running plays. Like, it is fundamentally awful. Just fundamentally awful. And it's not even close. Like, you're 3-9 and you're lucky to be 3-9. You should be 0-12 right now. Like 100. This is the way that this Browns team plays reminds me of the 0-16, 1-15 Browns teams. They're that bad.
No, they're not that bad.
Yes, they are
No.
fundamentally that bad.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. And I'm going to tell you why. I saw four solid drives and 2 other ones that stalled out because of poor play calling, because some head coach is sitting there overriding the offensive coordinator through the headset again and changing things up when he should just be leaving it alone. And he's overthinking it again. You went down the field 9 straight running plays and then pulled off the play action Shador touchdown pass. It was beautifully placed. Well done. It happened right on downfield. I was so impressed. When I saw it set up, I said, they ain't running it this time. I said, here comes the pass. It was a thing of beauty. And then they came back out after that second half. All they had to do was just keep running that ball. But no, it's, we got to hurry up and pass. It's like, no, dude, that's not
because you fundamentally put yourself in a position where you had to throw the ball. You couldn't run it.
This is on Stefanski and his play call. Because he only ran the ball 3 more times the whole second half. He went on a passing spree the whole damn time, and he didn't need to. That's the problem.
No, he did, because the score dictated that he did.
It was 17-8. What are you talking about?
It was 17-8, and then it was 24-8 back to back. It
wasn't 24-8 till the mid fourth quarter. It was 17-8 the whole time through the third.
You put yourself in a position where you had to where you had to pass the football.
He did not. No, he did not. There was still 8 minutes and 12 seconds when they got the ball in the third quarter. It was 8-12.
You are fundamentally that bad from top to bottom that you put yourself in that position.
No, because your defense was...
George, fundamentals are play calling too. Fundamentally, top to bottom, coaching staff to players. Fundamentally, that
play calling has nothing to do with the players. The play calling is all on the coach.
George, fundamentals. The fundamentals of football.
Right. That's as far as handoffs. There was no issues with any handoffs. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Dude, you're talking out of your backside. No, fundamentals of football is the basics of drills and running the ball, throwing the ball. No, the fundamentals of play calling, no, it's the head coach. Sam, you had this discussion last night with the Eagles and had the same thing. I basically even shared with you and commented with you that yes, the Browns head coach is pulling the same stunts that you get, except the only difference is you guys have much more talented players than we do. But the play calling is, for some reason, they're like, we got to throw, we got to pass, we got to pass. No, you don't. You have plenty of time. With 8 minutes and 21 seconds in the third quarter, Sam, you're only down 17-8. Hello, that's a touchdown and a field goal. You are
Yeah.
not out of the game. We have seen teams come back from being down 28 points in a fourth quarter and come back and win in a fourth quarter. You can go back to strictly go out and run that football, but you went away from it. You totally went away from it. And no, I'm sorry. As a guy who also does coaching, no, you don't need to abandon it. You can stick with your game plan and you can adjust it later. That's why, Bryce even was saying to me, oh, yeah, they got to get down there and go for two and then, get the kickoff and, send them back. And I said, no. You don't need to go for two until you absolutely have to go for two. Take your single extra points up until the point you must go for two. Don't try going for two in your second and third quarters. I still think that's the stupid move. Because 90% of the time, Sam, I know you've seen a lot of football. 90% of the time, if they would have just kept getting their single points instead of trying 3 different times to get a 2-point conversion that didn't work, and then all of a sudden they were down by 4, and they literally could have been down by 1 instead, going for a field goal and winning the game. Am I wrong?
Yeah. No, you are. You're right, because like there are those instances where you kick the PAT and then there's like an offsides penalty, and they're like, "Oh, well, the ball can be moved half the distance of the goal." Just take the point and call it a day.
Yeah. It is totally ridiculous. It's just mind-boggling that, I believe if the Browns would have went right back to that running, all they had to do was just go back to that running game. And they started, they threw it right back in there and they were like, okay, 1, then they turned around and passed it on second down, but then they got 3rd and 3. It's like, okay, we ran it, didn't quite get there. And it's like, well, guess what? You were about half a yard off. And it's like 4th and 1, go to the right side. You would have been fine. Yeah, but what'd you do? You wanted to try to go left on your own 30-yard line? What? Hello? No. I'm going to cover that one too. Since when do you have the cojones to go for it on 4th down on your own 28-yard line? Football 101. That's a no. That's an absolute no. It's not like the 49ers were getting 30, 40 yards on the punt returns. They were getting minimal yardage. I think the longest one was 9. So it's not like you didn't have good coverage on your punt returns. So
Yeah.
I really didn't understand that one. I really didn't. That would have put the 49ers back at least somewhere around their 25-30. Easily. But no, you went for it on your own 30, and then all of a sudden, well, guess what? That put the 49ers in great shape to do what, Sam? Score the damn touchdown. Again, this is Stefanski overthinking his play calling. And it's not fundamentals of play calling. It's play calling in general. It's like if you've got that chess match set up, know your opponent before he comes in. It clearly showed that, Stefanski's still trying to point out that, oh, yeah, the rookie in the booth, he doesn't know what he's doing. Hello, genius. This is the 2nd or 3rd time you've had your play calling duties removed from you in one shape or form of another. Yeah, I think that Stefanski and Mr. Barry are probably done after this season. I really
Could
think
be.
so. I really do think so.
And if Stefanski wants to continue being a head coach, he could come down to Happy Valley for a year. Please. Anybody.
There
Someone.
you go. See, Zolt, he's that desperate. He's willing to take Stefanski.
I mean, Matt Patricia's looking for a job every offseason, so.
Hey. No, that dude's fine where he's at right now. I'm good. I'm good.
I'm not touching another Ohio State DC. I got fleeced on the last one.
I mean, Mike Tomlin might be available. You never know. You did hear about the chance. Mike Johnston sent me the video of the Steelers chanting "Fire Tomlin."
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, that's a first. And Tomlin said, I don't disagree. We sucked. But I'm sitting there going, dude, no. They want you fired. I think that's the part you're not comprehending. They're looking to fire you, dude. and you don't disagree? What'd they put in your coffee this morning, dude? That's not pretty. So the reality is okay. Both the Steelers and the Ravens are 6-6. In fact, I have. Is this one? Nope, that's it. There it is. I whipped this little bad boy up. I took the liberties, even though there isn't a letter E next to them. I took the liberties of doing the official elimination of bodies probably after this week and looking at the actual top contenders of people who will be in the playoffs in 4 weeks. And yeah, that AFC North is like the crappiest out of everybody. And it's like you have to wait to see who the crap is going to rise, and it's going to be one of those two. That's going to be it.
If you just put this up to like random people and lied to them and said these are the AFC standings at this point from 2014, they'd probably believe you. Pats at 1, Denver right in first place. Everybody would think this is back to the Brady Manning days. You're like, wow, this is the freaking 2014 standings because everything else looks about the same.
Yeah, you brought it up last night, Sam. The AFC South has become extremely interesting now all of a sudden. The Colts have kind of faltered, and I'm like, okay, is she still got the headset on, or did she decide to go up into the booth?
Danny Dimes remembered he's Danny Dimes.
And then Jacksonville just jumps out of nowhere, much to Justin's dismay, unfortunately.
And the crazy thing is about that is I still think out of those 3 teams, Jacksonville is still the worst. Because here's the thing, right? Here's how I look at it. When I'm at this point of the season, right, I need to know what a team does well. I know what the Colts do well. They're going to run the freaking shit out of the football. And eventually their pass game gets going because of Jonathan Taylor. The Texans are the owners of the best defense in the league.
Yep.
What the hell do the Jaguars do?
Yeah, nothing. They just...
What the hell do the Jaguars do?
And all of a sudden, the Houston Texans remembered how to play football.
Well, their defense has. Their offense is still pretty sporadic.
Their defense has, and they have a top wide receiver in the league.
Also true.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Tank Dell coming back next year.
I was gonna say, if that team ever figures out an actual running game and actually figures out an O-line,
Yeah.
You're talking like a 13, 14 win season.
Mm-hmm. None of us had the New England Patriots in first
that
place.
rebuild
Nobody.
went quick.
Yeah. Nobody saw that coming. Nobody at all. And
I
if
saw a
somebody said, "Oh yeah, I did," I call them a liar because none of us had them there. Nobody.
I saw an AFC East trash talking group that was like a suggested something I would want to be a part of, but I'm like, I don't have a dog in any of that fight. Why would I care? And it was a picture of Brady and a picture of Drake May, and then the caption on it said, "This is Bills fans." They're saying, "Oh shit, it's happening again."
Anthony, I'm gonna disagree with you. You want to know why? Because none of those people are Mike Vrabel's people. They're all the previous coach's people. And if you don't think Robert Kraft is a backstabbing little sneaky SOB, yeah, okay. Go ahead. Keep thinking that. Because all I know is Mr. Kraft turned around and made a phone call to Vrabel while Vrabel was being the consultant with Cleveland and went, "Hey, we're going to bump this guy and we'll bring you in." It's basically how it went. So, yeah, no, the New England Patriots, they're not even Vrabel's people. That's the scary part.
Who are? Hold on. When you're saying who is the Vrabel's people? Who are you talking about?
The players. He only picked what? 9 guys this year? He didn't pick any of these other guys. All those guys were there before he got there.
Who was there before he got there?
Well,
May.
Drake May and the O-line. I mean, what? He brought in the running back, 2 extra rookie linebackers.
Hold on. Campbell and Wilson were just drafted this past year, so they were there. Garrett Bradbury was just signed in March, and Morgan Moses was just brought over in March. So 4 of the 5 offensive linemen are new.
You sure about that?
Garrett Bradbury, their center, was with the Vikings. He got cut because the Vikings signed Kelly from the Colts. So Bradbury got cut, and then the
That's
Patriots signed him. And then Will Campbell was a top 5 pick. Jarrett Wilson was a 3rd round pick, and Morgan Moses was either traded for during the offseason or he was signed after being cut. I don't know if the Jets traded him or just cut him. I can't remember.
I thought they cut him.
It was one of the two. Either way, he was just brought over this year.
Well, like I said, though, I mean, you still have McDaniels running the ship.
Yeah, McDaniels wasn't there. McDaniels wasn't there last year with the year with Jerome Mayo. Right, hold on 1 second. If we're talking about people that isn't Vrabel's people, Josh McDaniels he is Robert Kraft's person.
Yeah.
He is no one's person. That son of a bitch will go back to New England, even if they're 0-17 and freaking I don't even know who the head coach would be. He is just a patriot. He ain't no one's people. He don't get that right.
Touche. But no, I still think that Vrabel next year will have much more of his people.
Well, yeah, they're definitely already. Well, they've already. The defensive side of the ball is already his. I mean, half their damn offseason additions were on that side of the football.
Anthony, it's literally he's only gotten 10 quarters in real NFL how to put that? Real-time NFL football play. The kid actually looked very composed, even when, he's stuck in the crappy situation he was on Sunday a couple of times. And with Stefanski yelling crap off from the sidelines to overrule what was being talked to in the helmet, that crap has to stop. You can't even be doing that with either rookie. He did it. He even did it when the one play where Shador turned around and did the slide, got injured, and Dylan went out there. He was still overriding the guy and telling Dylan what he wanted. And what did Dylan do? He threw the pass out to the right for no gain. And the worst part about it was the Browns fans booed Dylan when he came out to fill in for Sanders for just that one play. I was like, Browns fans, you're sick, you're mental, you need help. This is why I say I'm a Browns fan by birthright. I'm a 49ers fan by choice.
I'm just happy that the 49ers have figured out the way to fix the Christian McCaffrey injury problem. You got to sacrifice the other 52.
Everybody else.
I was going to say, you sacrifice anybody else every single week.
Well, once again, I said on my show last night, they are the exact definition of coaching freaking matters. Because the fact that Robert Saleh and Kyle Shanahan has had Kittle out for a large portion of the year, a banged up, inconsistent O-line, Pearsall out of the lineup, Jennings is in and out of the games if he's not getting punched in his freaking jewels. Ayuk's going to be Ayuk. If the Browns find a way to want to keep screwing up their cap numbers, will probably be a Brown next year with that contract, which would be kind of funny. But
yeah,
and then you look at Saleh. Then you got Saleh. No Fred Warner, who is still the best middle linebacker in football. No Nick Bosa. A whole new interior defensive line because they cut Collins and Hargrave during the offseason. And these sons of bitches are still, what are they, 9-4?
Yes.
Yes.
They're 9 and third place in their division.
Yeah, they're in second, and they're on the bye week this week.
And you also have Purdy in and out this year with injury. Like, how could you ask these guys to do more with less?
Yeah,
see, these are the types.
They're listed third because they haven't had their bye week yet, and they're waiting for, because technically they have the upper hand. They own the tiebreaker over Seattle.
So, like here's the thing, right? These are the type of seasons where that's where coach of the year should be considered. Like, here's my thing. Like, me and Tyler had this debate all the time. The Comeback Player of the Year award. I don't believe you should win Comeback Player of the Year just because for the first 5 years of your life, you sucked in the NFL. You're not coming back from something. You just sucked at what you were doing, Geno Smith. And he sucks again. But like, I understand, like, Vrabel will get the love because the Patriots are 11-2. But you're telling me that Kyle Shanahan shouldn't get a really strong consideration for the amount of BS that they've had to put up with this year? That, to me, is the coach of the year because he literally has been doing more with less. I mean, God, Saleh can't even name his 2 starting defensive ends at this point.
What 3? teams in the NFC are you afraid of that can make it deep in the playoffs?
Can I answer that
Rams.
first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let Zolt go because Zolt beat me to it. Go ahead.
Rams. I'm still scared to death of the Eagles because they win games. They win games. This week, notwithstanding, it was Thanksgiving. It's weird things happen. And to go back to Thanksgiving, Dallas is playing some of the best football I've seen the past couple weeks. Dallas is actually playing really well. I mean, they got 5 weeks to, turn to crater again, but they're playing really well right now. But Rams are, granted, Stafford had some hiccups this week, but my God, that team is playing like they're built perfectly and have been the entire season.
And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are falling and the Panthers are rising. And that makes that division look like your true Jekyll and Hyde for sure.
The South is a cluster.
Yeah. The South is like the AFC North.
So here's where I'm going to divvy this up with. I can't say Philly right now because our offense is just way too hit or damn miss to say anything about. Dallas is having a really good little run. I do want to say if they do make the playoffs, offensively, they may be a mismatch for a lot of teams because Pickens and Lamb are two completely different wide receivers. One guy can go deep down the field and kill you, and the other guy's going to kill you over the middle of the field if he remembers what these are.
Yes.
But then on top of that, you still got Ferguson and Javonte Williams is having a freaking year. Their O-lines played great. Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson have done nothing but help their defense out a lot. So, do I expect them to make a deep run? Hell no. But it's still the Cowboys. I'm not going to listen. I've already talked enough about them.
Just think about this though. I mean, Pickens is having a career year.
Mm-hmm.
What happens to that team? What happens with that offense if Lamb turns back into CD Lamb?
Oh,
That's
trouble.
500 a game.
Warning.
But so neither current NFC East team to me has that ability right now. Philly could if they. Yeah, we'll talk about that another day. I would have to say the Rams. The Niners, they're just so banged up. I just don't know if how well you could withstand all those injuries.
Well, they get the bye week this week. Then they got the Titans at home.
I was going to say the rest of their schedule is like an SEC non-conference schedule.
And then they're on I think that's Sunday Night Football on the 22nd. No, that's Monday Night Football on the 22nd.
Yeah, Monday night they're at Indy.
Yeah. And then they're home Sunday against the Bears the week following.
Sunday night football.
Sunday night.
Two primetime games in a row.
2 primetimes in a row. And then the TBD, the last game, they get the Seahawks at home.
So,
which could end up in a flex into the Sunday night game again, too. I think they're waiting to see who's going to be where in that aspect.
Honestly, it is really hard for me to pick 3 because Anthony did say 3 teams, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. And it's super damn hard, dude. It is.
Honestly,
it is hard.
It's right now the NFC, I'm sorry, it's the Rams and then basically everybody else. The closest thing to the Rams right now is Philly, but again, they're so damn inconsistent offensively, I can't say that. The Cowboys, I don't think
I'm concerned that the Eagles are Tom Izzo Michigan State Spartans. You coast your way through the season and you just figure it out and you just get into the tournament and by the way, those last few weeks before the tournament, suddenly you're lights out and boom, tournament hits and it's game on.
I
That's what
surely
I'm
hope
worried
you're
about with the
right.
Eagles. I know you do.
And the
And
Rams
then
schedule's kind of wonky too, because they get Arizona twice, but then
there's
in
2
between,
wins.
well, that's this week and their last week, and it says even flex gamed, so you can expect that they'll be flexed to a 1:00. In between that, though, they've got Detroit on the 14th and Seattle on the 18th. So there's their 2 rough games. After that, Monday the 29th, they're in Atlanta on a Monday night football game, which should be a cakewalk. Hell, I thought the Rams against Carolina was going to be a cakewalk, and Carolina just went, hold our beer. Watch this. Nobody, I remember it's like, hey, we're all sitting there. It's like, yeah, everybody's taking, the Rams against Carolina. Unless you're a Panthers fan, everybody was pretty much betting on the Rams. It wasn't going to go any other way.
All
I
right,
mean,
let me ask you this better one.
yeah.
Who do you think has the best chance of a deep run just in the North between those 3 teams, Detroit, Chicago, and Green Bay?
Let's see what the schedule looks like. I mean, we already said Detroit has to play the Rams.
I'm not convinced Detroit gets in. That at this point, once again, the injuries are just mounting, and there's no help on the horizon. I
And
would
you
have to
have
say
to play.
Green
You have
Bay
to play
just
the
because.
Rams.
Yeah.
Oh my God! You
That
have
Rams game.
You
That
have the
Rams game
Cowboys.
could knock us out.
You have the
completely.
Cowboys this week.
Yeah, I know.
8:15.
Yeah,
That's
take the over.
Sunday. Oh, damn! You have the
2 quarterbacks
Cowboys.
at 80% completion percentage.
You got the Cowboys, then the Rams, Steelers, which then you get gifts. You get the Steelers just before Christmas.
Yeah,
Then you
well,
get
we
the
got a Christmas
Vikings.
day. We get a Christmas present on
You
Christmas Day.
get a game 4 days apart
Yes.
to go play at the Vikings, no less. And then you're at the Bears for your last week.
At the Bears to finish it up.
It's not looking well.
Nah.
I want to, the crazy thing is that now we're talking a deep playoff run if they get in. The Bears actually have the formula to do it because you need to have 2 things in the playoffs: a defense that can find a way to create a couple turnovers a game, which they can, and to be able to run the football. Well, Jesus Christmas, if we know they don't do that well already.
Mm-hmm.
But you still need to have your passing offense able to make enough plays. And I think I don't think Caleb has been bad this year. I think right now they're just at the point with him right now. It's like, just do us one. It's like Jalen Hurts last year. Just don't lose the fucking game for us.
Well, they're going to find out this week. The Bears play the Packers. If the Bears beat the Packers, you know that things are legit
in Green Bay. Green Bay.
And it's in Green Bay. And they have to go, it's Packers, then Browns, Merry Christmas, and then you get the Packers again. This is where that schedule got a little weird.
And then at 49ers.
And then at 49ers, and then finish at home against the Lions. They've got the hardest schedule. That's no cakewalk. You got to play against division rival twice within 3 weeks. That is extremely difficult to have to do. Extremely. I mean, yeah, you get the the cakewalk game of the Browns in between, you know. The Packer okay, I might have spoken a little too soon. The Packers have to go to Denver while the Bears get the Lions. The Packers will be at the Broncos. That's not good.
Yeah, I
Then
just
they're
want to say it.
at the
I've
Bears, and then they get the Ravens,
I've
who are,
thrown a ton of disrespect at the Bears, and I will continue to do so.
of course.
I still think at this point Packers take the division.
Mm.
I'm sorry. Yes, you're
I
9
think
and 3.
I think the Broncos Ravens games will hurt the Packers, though. I don't think they
Wait,
win.
You're 9 and 3, and your point differential is +6. I mean, you have 2 quality wins on the season total.
Well,
Yes,
and
one of them was recent.
the Packers have that tie. That tie
Yeah.
is what screws you. The ties always screw you over.
I mean, Green Bay plays them twice in 3 weeks, so you could literally put yourself. Green Bay could literally take the lead and put themselves in a position where the Bears can't catch up.
But the Packers have to play at the Broncos and against the Ravens.
True.
Those are not easy games at all. I would say that the Packers actually lose both of those games.
Well, I mean, I would think the Bears, honestly, I think the Bears lose to the 49ers
Oh, I don't disagree.
and
But
potentially
they
Detroit.
it's going to come down to the head-to-head matchups. It is going to come down to those because Minnesota's got the Vikings as their final one. So it's like, hey, listen, they could end up almost tied with the same record, and it's just going to be a matter of who won the head-to-head battles. It really could be.
Yeah.
But I definitely think they'll both be in. They'll be in that top 7. And I think only one of those two out of the South, of course, will be in. It's just a matter of however that washes out, whether it be Carolina or Tampa Bay. I think that's pretty much about it. Because everybody else, it's like, man, there's just a lot there. I mean, the NFC West, it's going to have to be how that shakes out with those final 3. Like I said, the Rams kind of have the easier aspect of it because they get the Cardinals twice. And I know that Seattle has to play San Francisco one more time, so it is what it is there.
Yeah. Anthony was asking about the weather for the Chicago Green Bay game right now, calling for 14 degrees at kickoff with a slight chance of snow and only a 5-mile-an-hour wind. So it'll be cold.
Yep.
But just cold.
He's saying he's not sure about Dallas, might not make the playoffs. Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, if you really look at it, you want to take those 3, 4 being one out of the South, 5, 6, the top 2 right there in the North, and then 7, 8. You're going to pick one of the 2 out of the East. I mean, it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. Sam, who's Philly got the rest of the way?
Un momento, please.
In the meantime,
All right.
I'll bring up the boys.
We've got Chargers on Monday.
The Harbaughs.
Then we are home against the Raiders.
Oh, there's your easy win.
There's your bye week.
Yeah, I was gonna say, here's your extra bye week.
Then we are at the Commanders.
Well, at the
Then
current
we're-
state of things, that should be a good one.
Then we
you have
are-
to play Denver?
We already played Denver.
No.
No, I'm just gonna say, who's after the Commanders?
The Bills. And then we end the season home against the Commanders.
Oh, okay. All right. Dallas, of course, as I said, at the Lions, then Minnesota at home, the Chargers at home, at the Commanders, at the Giants. Outside of that Lions game,
Yeah, I was
pretty much looking at a cakewalk.
Chargers have been playing everybody tough.
Yeah.
They ain't always getting the W's, but they're playing everybody pretty tough.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, trust me. Jesse Minter's going to have a field day against Kevin Matula on Monday. Trust me. We may score 9 points and win 12-9. Get a last second field goal to get those to get off the 9, but that's about it.
Yeah, so your schedule's pretty light going the rest of the way out.
That don't mean crap with this offensive coaching staff.
Is that New Eagles never played the Bills, right? Have the Eagles played the Bills the past couple of years at all?
2023.
Did they?
Yeah, they that's when they came here and we beat them in overtime.
Okay. All right. Well, that is all I had. Appreciate everybody. I know we didn't get to, knock through a whole bunch of our stuff as we usually do, but again, like I said, next week we'll see if it rears its ugly head where we may only get about another hour in or so, being that that's the away one again. After that, like I said, the 3 weeks after that are all home games, so that shouldn't be too bad.
Someone answer me a question before we log off here. This is actually a legit question. Do I have a freaking head coach by next week's show?
No.
Sorry, Sam.
And we will spare everybody the fill in the blank, which, I was thinking about doing biggest NFL comebacks in a game so far this season. Sorry, Sam.
Isn't there a Denver Giants one that kind of rings a bell right now? That game, it kind of rings a bell.
No, there was one I think that was bigger.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's one of them. That's definitely one of them.
Preview for next time.
Yeah. Next time on Dueling Aces.
Good.
Thank you, everybody.
Say good night, Grace.
That takes care of the 4 minutes. Say good night, Grayson.
Good night.
Good night. I said say good night, Gracie.
Good night.
Good night.
So I said, well, flip a coin. And if it comes out heads, have your hair dyed.
And if it comes out tails, say good night, Gracie.